Tarot by Janine. Now, there was this story or rumor, or we don't know what background story going around about the Pentagon and a big coup at the Pentagon. So, sort of the real general idea was that around the 15th or so of April, I believe it was mid April anyway, Mr. B showed up at a surprise inspection of the Pentagon, and he actually wasn't allowed in the building. So they actually kept him from going in. There's apparently a joint two generals that sort of head up the Pentagon, apparently. Forgive me if I get some of these details wrong, but one of them is this Milley, so General Milley, okay? And he got really, really angry, okay, and called a big meeting, right, when he heard that Mr. B was turned away at the door, sort of thing. And he called a bunch of the head brass in there and gave everybody a good going over. Apparently, he's got really bad language. Swearing at everybody, basically demanded that they all pick sides, like are they with Mr. B or are they with Mr. T? Because the whole reason that Mr. B got turned away was that Mr. T was there, and Mr. T was meeting with people on the sly. And of course, we know that there's likely tribunals going on, secret roundups, and all these things we believe is happening. Okay, so that was the whole reason he got turned away. They didn't want them to crash into each other, Mr. B and Mr. T crashing into each other. Okay, so this Miley, he must not be on the Mr. T team. Okay, he actually didn't get the memo, and he believes Mr. B is actually in charge. So either that, that could all be a big play, by the way. That could all be a big facade. We don't know for sure. That's what we're going to try to find out with the cards. Apparently, he got served with a piece of paper that turned out to be a warrant for his arrest and was actually taken out of there after this meeting in handcuffs. This is what the rumor is. So I want to know, was there a big coup like that going on at the Pentagon? I also want to look into Cheyenne Mountains. So it's a military base under or inside Cheyenne Mountain, okay, in the U.S. And, Juan O'Savin's been saying for at least a year that it's been, what does he always say, locked down like a drum or something like that, he always says. It's been locked down it's like basically been in wartime mode for at least a year. I looked at this with Michael Jaco. I was on a show with Michael Jaco, and he asked about it. And I thought, I need to look at that on my show and just look into it a little deeper. I did get on that show that, Cheyenne Mountain is actually locked down. So I want to look at, does Mr. T, is he considered the head guy? Do the people that have locked down Cheyenne Mountain, do they actually serve Mr. T, or do they consider him actually in charge? Because it sure looks like the Pentagon does. So we're going to start with, okay, the big coup at the Pentagon. That actually happened. What side is this Miley on? I hope I said his name right. This General Miley. What side is he actually on? So him and one other guy were the only two defending Mr. B and his right to actually the presidency. Everybody else was like, get on the right side of this, buddy. Yeah, so it seems to me that all of that stuff we were getting about the military's divided and whatnot, maybe this solved that. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what, because then I got recently that actually that looks like it's been sorted out. So let's start with that incident at the Pentagon. So it was at this point, not quite a month ago. You bet that happened. We've got an Ace of Swords here. And then we've got the Lovers. So the Lovers is like when there's been a split, okay, and it feels like the management at the Pentagon, okay, they've got a joint, dueling generals or something. They've got this joint administration there or something. Okay, I think that they were definitely on two sides of the fence here with that Lovers. So the Lovers is like a split up or a divorce. So I'm thinking with that High Priestess, a lot of this stuff was going on behind this guy's back and he didn't actually know. So he actually didn't get the memo and maybe they were keeping him in the dark because they knew where his alliances would be. Yeah. So that's exactly what this looks like. He really did, it looks like, have that big emergency meeting. And then it looks like they took him out of there in some handcuffs with that Three of Swords. He got told in no uncertain terms who's really running the country. So he probably needs to catch up and watch some truthers videos. Okay, we've got that Page of Wands and we've got the Knight of Wands. So the incident happened. Mr. B got turned away at the door. Now we know that's just an actor playing Mr. B. In fact, if you watched if you watched JCK's dowsing, or no, she was doing the pendulum video. Man, everything rang so true. I mean, she got that Mr. B was taken off the Earth plane in no uncertain terms. Okay, Crimes Against Humanity in November 2020. So yeah, go check that out. But anyway, yeah, it looks like all of that did really happen. Now I want to ask, okay, was that a staged thing for somebody's benefit? Like, I just want to double check that this General Miley, they weren't just staging that for somebody's benefit, or maybe so word would get out and it would be a way to leak out the truth or something. Like, what was that all about? Was that actually an organic situation that just happened? Or was that staged for somebody's benefit? You know, it's looking like it was real. It's looking like this General Miley actually did have alliances with and or felt that Mr. B was actually in charge, and hasn't figured out, it looks like, that Mr. B is wearing a rubber mask. Really? This guy needs his eyes checked, okay? Yeah, it actually looks real. Oh my goodness. So he must be, he was probably that there was a percentage energetically of, generals. He was obviously one of them, and like sort of the head, and being such a head guy, he would have made up for quite a large part of the energy there, holding things up. Okay, so yeah, he was literally believing that Mr. B, he was believing the big movie. So they didn't let this guy in, and I think it's because they knew that he wouldn't be cool with the whole background story that's going on. He wouldn't be cool with it. So that's the whole that. Oh my goodness! Wow. So anyway, he ended up apparently leaving there in cuffs. Wow. Okay. Let's have a look at Cheyenne Mountain. So when there's a threat to the U.S., whether it's internal, external, or both, that place apparently locks down with some really head people in there, and they, work out strategies, orders come out of there apparently. And anyone who knows, really what goes on there, please write it down in the comments. Because I'm just imagining that's what likely goes on. Something like that goes on. Okay, so if it's been locked down for more, like a year plus, it seems. Okay, first of all, they would have really known there was going to be shenanigans in November. So, we've already heard that was the case. They knew that was coming. And secondly, it would really confirm, in my mind anyway, that Mr. T is really running the country, right? Because that just and that also a lot of these things that we think are going on in the background around, tribunals, and some people even say right now the White House is being used for them, and I got that actually. I think it was just after Christmas, I got that that's actually what they're going to be using the White House for. They're actually going to use it to host some of these tribunals. And I'm thinking this is real, people. This is real. Okay, so let's have a look at Cheyenne Mountain. Just what exactly is going on? Is it in a stage of warlike preparation? Wow. Well, we've got an ace right in the middle, so that's a big yes. Secret things are going on. Okay, there's other off-worlders meeting there, so it's not just human military. That's interesting. There's off-worlders there. Okay, so no wonder they've got it locked down, because that might be where they're hosting some of these off-worlders that I believe are part of the White Hats and working closely with the White Hats. So they're doing the secretive things there. I don't think it's being used in the very traditional way that maybe they tell the public it's being used. Not if they have off-worlders. And there's a very unique secretive group here made up of not just Americans. So I would say that's probably where the White Hats do a lot of their planning, and some strategies probably happen out of there. Meetings, catching up with everything that's going on. They also hide people there that are under threat. So when their lives are being threatened, that's a place they take them. So that's interesting. Yeah, when they feel like somebody's life's in danger who's really important to their operations. Yeah, and it looks like there's a big operation or operations going on all over the world, shutting down crimes against humanity, that substance that's, I call the party, right? The party substance, right? So deep state, dark cult substance that they like to use and are addicted to. Okay, somehow people working on closing that down and those operations down. So I'm thinking this is a place where the White Hats meet. Okay, on top of whatever else they do for the US, this is also a place where this bunch meets. Wow, so there's all kinds of things going on. Yeah, they have meetings from other off-worlders as well. So they're entertaining people from all over the world, but also off-worlders. Wow. I wonder, how did they get there? How do they do it all underground railway? We know there's that underground railway. Are they utilizing that now? We know that was a deep state, dark cult sort of thing, but I'm thinking maybe they took it over or they have their own. Let's have a look at how did they get in and out of there so secretly. Somebody would have noticed if they were just literally going in the front door there, because we know the front door is pretty unique. It's not really a door. I've seen pictures of it, So how are they getting in and out of there? Let's have a look at any kind of details we can get around that, because that's fascinating. Because, I'm sure people are keeping a close eye on that. Right? I wonder, do they cloak it? I mean, there's all kinds of technologies. Like, how do they get in and out of there so secretly? Wow, so the whole front entrance, or the whole way to get in, let's just say it, the way to get in, is absolutely cloaked in some kind of, so this is my, under this guy's cloak, literally, is all kinds of secrets. So some kind of secret technology that sort of reflects a certain image. That's just the way I feel it. It's like they reflect an image like everything's just normal, yet people are coming and going, but nobody sees them coming and going because some kind of reflection deflects what's actually going on. I'm sure that happens a lot of places in the world. But yeah, so they have ways that they literally cloak the whole image that you think you see of the front entrance there, and or the way to get in and out of there, is not actually real. It's actually a big projection. So we've got a cloaking, some kind of advanced technology here that totally secrets people in and out of there. You better believe it. And they're, in particular, it's very booby-trapped for these dark cult deep state players. So they don't get to go in there. It's booby-trapped to them. And they've been a long time, it looks like, a lot of the operations that have shut these guys down, it's because they could utilize, so the good guys have been utilizing not only that as a secret, so Cheyenne Mountain as a secret meeting place, but also as, their operation central. Okay, so on top of everything else it usually does. That's also what they're using it for. So, wow. Okay. Now, there was one other thing I wanted to look at. Just before I came to air, a guy dropped in for a little visit, and he told me that Elon Musk was going to be on Saturday Night Live tonight. Tonight. So it's like, what? So should be going up. You should see this video up in the morning if you're in North America on Saturday. So this would be Saturday evening. He's going to be on Saturday Night Live. So I want to see what's that all about. Like, personally, I think Elon Musk is just a figurehead, sort of. Like, he's not really as, and Guy was saying this too, he's not really as the brains behind a lot of the stuff he gets credit for. They kind of just, he's the out front guy, just like Mr. T is the out front guy. And I know, I'm sure Mr. T plays 5G chess or whatever. People are always saying 5D chess or whatever. I'm sure he's, got his, points where he's really intelligent and smart. Absolutely. But there's a whole bunch of masterminds behind Mr. T, I believe, the Alliance and the White Hats, that have been working tirelessly and for years behind the scenes, literally to save the planet. Okay. And I think Elon Musk is also sort of a puppet for all this space stuff that he apparently backs up. And I don't know if that's all about. I don't know. I think he's just the front guy for all of that stuff that he gets all this credit for. So let's see if, first of all, I'm right about that. And secondly, let's see if, what the heck is he going on Saturday Night Live for? What kind of scheme do they got planned there? What's up with that? Because we know Saturday Night Live at least used to be really deep state, dark cult. Is it still, are they infiltrated? Last time we had a look, it looked like they might have been infiltrated to somewhat and now are being used by the good guys. But let's have a look. What's he, like, who got Elon Musk on there? Whose idea was that? Just look around that. I'm going to say, and I think I've said this before, Elon Musk has not, like, if he's playing for the good guys now, he hasn't always. He was brought up, it looks like, in and or created by dark cult, deep state, dark cult. Yeah, he's got all kinds of programming and stuff, right? And we've got the moon in the background. So I don't think this person parading around as Elon Musk is really him, just for starters, because I think he left the Earth plane. He's on a whole nother planet. I don't know what he's up to, but he's off planet here, or he could even have left the Earth plane, left his body. Something happened to him, it looks like, because I don't think this is really him. This is like presenting as him, but I think they're trying to fool you that it's him. And I don't really believe that the deep state dark cult controls him anymore, because he's been sort of taken care of here, or taken out of the scene altogether. Yeah, I think he's actually been convinced to be off planet somewhere, being sort of grilled by the good guys, is what it looks like. And whoever's presenting as him is working for, so he's an actor and or who knows what exactly. Maybe they're just presenting an image. Maybe they even filmed this Saturday Night Live a long time ago. Don't forget they do that, right? And there's ways that they can even put somebody in the room to look just like them. They got all kinds of ways they can project images over even physical bodies of somebody who has a similar physical body. So we know all of that's happening. Okay, so we don't know if that's really going to be him showing up on Saturday Night Live, and or when they filmed it. Could that have been a year ago even? Like, we don't know, right? So anyway, so Saturday Night Live is good guy operated now, but Elon Musk has been very much on the dark side of things, okay? But he's recently been, I think, convinced to be on the good side, maybe to save what's left of his life here. And he's somewhere, it looks like, not on planet. Okay, we'll say it like that. And I get whoever's out there pretending to be him is an actor card. Okay, so it's not really him. So have a really close look at that guy. Whoever it is not him. Whoever it is a whole different person than Elon Musk. And they're just, this is just some kind of part of this movie we're watching. This is. I think we better really watch for the signals that'll be put in that skit. So let's pay really close attention. I'm going to watch it for sure and see just what are these guys up to, because this is part of the movie, and this is all sort of thanks to, you know, the good guys playing some games here. And I think a big part of it, I mean, it's obviously not just for entertainment. A big part of it is to signal things to the bad guys. Sort of let them know exactly what they're really in charge of, and where really those guys sit. Thank you so much for watching my video, and do like, share, and subscribe.